ketamine use and misuse and your security clearance. Hi, this is Lindy with clearancejobs.com. Over the weekend, the toxology reports were released in the death of Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry, very popular actor, very transparent about his struggles with addiction and alcohol. Recently had a book published that referenced a lot of his struggles and how much time he spent in rehab. The toxology report, interesting, noting that he had high levels of ketamine in his system when he, and basically it was a ketamine overdose, which led to his drowning and death and cardiac arrest. So we previously talked about ketamine in your security clearance. This is a question I've been asked when it comes to ketamine, because there are, and Matthew Perry was one of those folks who had this, there are uses of ketamine, especially among veterans. They've had PTSD trials of using ketamine, which is a Schedule III controlled substance, to help treat anxiety, depression, and again, PTSD for veterans. So I think it's worth kind of looking into and noting. I think the toxology reports for Matthew Perry certainly showed that he had a non-therapeutic dosage in his system. He had basically an anesthetic dosage in his system at the time of his death. But a lot of folks are looking for solutions, proactively seeking mental health treatments, ketamine being one of those. But if you have a security clearance, I think just very important to, I think the Department of Defense, the security clearance community has done a great job of trying to reduce the stigma around mental health and seeking mental health treatment. I think there needs to be more open conversations about drugs and drug use in your security clearance. So unfortunately, a lot of the positive therapies that you can take advantage of to help treat mental health, to help deal with substance abuse issues, can also become very habit-inducing. It ties into this opioid epidemic. I think a lot of the companies that I've seen kind of addressing this across their workforces have noted that if we want to address mental health proactively, we have to also address substance abuse and misuse proactively. So be careful following that slippery slope of using something in a therapeutic method that then you become addicted to. So similarly, we've seen an uptick in security clearance and denials and revocations based on drug use and misuse, largely caused by the fact that marijuana is still legal at the federal level, tripping up a lot of candidates. So the education around opioid use, opioid misuse, and how important it is to get proactive treatment and help early in the process, and how that will not negatively affect your security clearance, because what will happen is if you are abusing substances, whether it's opioids or something else, that is indicative on a drug test. If you are subject to those, that is something that the government will find out about. And we just care about the professionals, and the work that is done is stressful across, whether you work in the IC, whether you work in national security, you probably have post-traumatic stress. A lot of the reasons why ketamine might be prescribed to you in a clinical setting, just very, very important to read the fine print, to know what you're doing, to take the proactive steps. And I think, a lot of fans out there, a lot of folks who really loved Matthew Perry. It's very similar to Robin Williams. A lot of the feedback, the chatter on my social media networks is that, gosh, the people that we love sometimes don't realize how loved they are. So in this time of the holidays, I'm just here to say I love you. Get proactive mental health treatment. Be proactive about it. If you're in national security, fight the urge, fight the stigma to say, I'm not going to get help and I'm not going to be transparent. You will find a lot of open doors to you for being proactive, for seeking help. The government wants you to get help, whether it's, again, going to rehab, whether it's getting treatment, whether it's getting proactive treatment. And again, whether you're prescribed ketamine or anything else, be very careful to follow the recommendations of your mental health professionals, and do not try to self-medicate, because that is where a lot of issues can come in. So happy holidays. Enjoy the season. If you need help, get it. It will not negatively affect your security clearance.